everyone, welcome to my channel. Sorry, I just moved the tripod. I am going to talk about my fertility journey. Oh, I hate that word, but fertility today. So some of you probably know that my husband and I have been trying to get pregnant for about a year and a half now. I have type 1 diabetes, I have rheumatoid arthritis, I have a couple other autoimmune diseases. I also have depression, anxiety, ADHD, none of which I'm on medication for except for insulin for the type 1 diabetes, obviously. Otherwise, I would be dead. um, but none of which I'm on medication for right now because we are trying to get pregnant. Like I said, we have been trying for about a year and a half, almost 2 years now, and we are obviously not yet pregnant. Hence the video. So my husband and I both have done some fertility testing to see what might be wrong. My husband did his name is Anthony. Anthony has done some tests and his have come back. His sperm count is really good. The number of them is good. Like, that's all fine. The only issue is the shape of them. I guess they're not necessarily normal shaped, which can be a bit of an issue. Well, his doctor said it's been a bit of an issue. My fertility doctor said it's no issue at all. So I don't really know which one is correct, but either way, it doesn't mean that we can't have kids. It just might mean it takes a little bit longer for us to get pregnant. Now, I also went to a fertility clinic. All of my tests came back normal. Sorry, you might hear my cat meowing in the background. He's very needy today. Hector! Hi. Okay. So a little bit of background first. Ever since I got my period, and by the way, if you don't like a lot of period talk, a lot of vagina talk, a lot of fertility talk, this video is not for you. So, since the beginning of my period, I got my period in like elementary school, and then I didn't get it for a very long time, and then in middle school, I started getting it again. So, ever since the beginning of my period, it has never ever been consistent. I have never in my whole life have I had a monthly period. Never have I had a same time period, like the period comes at the same time every month. Never have I had a consistent cycle. Never have I had a consistent flow. Never have I had, anything consistent or normal about my period. I think on average, my cycle days are about 60 days. Anywhere from 30 to like 60 is an average cycle for me. Anywhere from there. So last year I counted and I only had 7 periods out of 12. Sorry, my cat is being really weird. The longest I've ever gone without a period was about a full year. One time I went without a period, and that was in, I think, late middle school, early high school, somewhere around there. Maybe grade 9. So yeah, obviously my periods are an issue, which means that I am not ovulating, which also means, or at least I'm not ovulating all the time, which also means my uterine lining isn't coming out properly, which, obviously poses a whole bunch of health risks, but that's kind of separate from fertility. For fertility only, that obviously poses a problem because that means I'm not constantly ovulating, and it makes it very, very difficult to predict when I am ovulating. So I do have some ovulation tests and stuff, but they can get really expensive, so I don't use them all the time. So it gets difficult to, excuse me, it gets difficult to track. Oh, I'm so gassy. So it gets difficult to track when ovulation is coming. So it's hard for us to know always when we should be having sex. But my doctor said we should be doing it about twice a week, and that should cover everything. Anyways, so since they don't know exactly what is causing my infertility issues, they're going to be doing more tests. I will be going in to see the doctor because it's COVID times. This was an over the phone conversation. So I will be going in to see them. They want to do, I forget what it's called, but it's some type of test where they put a colored dye in me, and then they do ultrasound or x-ray or something, and they see if the dye goes through my fallopian tubes properly to make sure there's nothing clogged in my fallopian tubes. So that should be a great experience. Can't wait. One other big issue, basically her main issue that she brought up, was my weight. This was really, really difficult, and I really hope I don't cry because I love my makeup right now and I don't want to mess it up. It's so beautiful. So the doctor goes by the BMI chart, which I know is it's a very controversial chart. A lot of people do go by it, say that it's medically correct, all this stuff, but there's a lot of doctors who say that it is not medically correct and that it is not an accurate statement of someone's health, which I agree with, because it doesn't take into account body shape, muscle, doesn't take into account like water, just different things. Like it'll say that you're, like it just doesn't take into account different things about your body and about different people. One person, like two people can be the same height and the same weight and they'll have the same number on the chart, but one could be more heavy set and one could be leaner, just depending on their muscle mass, their body type, all these different types of things. So, and where they carry their weight on their body, if someone has really big boobs, that's going to be more weight on their chest than on their stomach, for example. So I don't think it's an accurate depiction of health. And a lot of people have agreed with me. A lot of doctors online have said that it is not either. However, this is what the fertility doctors here are going by. So what I was told was that my BMI would have to come down significantly. And if I ever wanted to do IVF, like if we did all the testing and it turned out I really can't make a baby on my own, if we ever wanted to have IVF as an option, that I wouldn't even be allowed to do it because you have to have a BMI of under 40. And mine right now, I believe, is at somewhere around 50, which means I would have to lose about 100 pounds to even have IVF as an option. So, that being said, that is a lot of pressure on me. And when I got off the phone with her, I just immediately started bawling my eyes out. And I called my mom and I called my husband and I called my best friend and I just started bawling. And then when I talked to my therapist about it again, I started bawling all over again, and I might start crying again. Now I'm going to really, really try not to. But that is a lot of pressure to put on me and my weight loss. She did also say that, so IVF wouldn't even be an option if I don't lose about 100 pounds, first of all. Second of all, the medication that she would usually prescribe someone to make sure that they're ovulating when they have a period, she wouldn't even prescribe it to me because I am overweight, and she said that usually the medication won't work as well, it won't be as effective if you are overweight. So she wouldn't even prescribe it. Third of all, I don't know what of all I'm on, but she also went on and on about the difficulties of being pregnant when you are overweight, the risks to you and the baby. the health of the baby, all these things when you are overweight, which, yes, I know that there can be risks when you are overweight. Um, I am not a doctor. I don't think anyone watching this is a doctor. So I'm not necessarily looking for your opinions on my health, on, you know, on anything. I'm simply just telling my story and what I was told and what I'm doing in my journey. That's all. I'm not really I'm not looking for a lot of online doctors to come on here and tell me that I'm fat. It's not what I'm looking for. Okay, thank you. I do know that there can be risks if you're overweight. I also know that there are many, 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 many overweight fat. I use the term fat. I don't think it's offensive. So if you do, I'm very sorry. But there are a lot of fat moms out there who have had really healthy pregnancies, really healthy births, and have now very healthy children. So I know it can be done. However, this is what my doctor has told me. And it was very difficult to hear. It was a lot. So I will be going in to see her at some point to try and do some more testing and things like that. However, like I said, overall, I will have to lose some weight in order to keep getting help from these doctors, I guess. And I don't want any option to be off the table. So even though IVF is extremely expensive, I live in Canada, so we do have free healthcare. However, IVF is something that's optional. It does cost money, so it's not covered. So I looked into it a little bit, and I think it's roughly about 20 grand or so, maybe 10, maybe 20. I'm not totally sure. That was just a really quick Google search, so I could be very wrong. But that was the number that I got. So that might be out of reach for us anyways. But if I wanted to have that as an option, I would have to lose about 100 pounds. That is terrifying because as someone who has, oh my God. As someone who has grown up fat, I have tried to lose weight so many times. And all I've ever done is gain weight. My cat just pooped, so he came running through. So all I've ever done is gain weight. So having our entire future of possibly having kids, having a healthy pregnancy, having a healthy birth, being able to do IVF at all, being able to get pregnant at all of it riding on whether or not I can lose weight is an immense amount of pressure and extremely terrifying. Oh, I'm gonna ruin my makeup and I'm gonna be really upset about it. You know how hard it was to put these fucking lashes on? Okay. But yeah, so that's a lot of pressure on me. It's a lot of difficulties. It's going to be a lot of difficult conversations. Like I said earlier, I do go to therapy. Well, right now it's over FaceTime. But anyways, I do go to therapy. I do talk to a counselor about this. She will be helping me kind of with the mental illness part of it. She is also going to be taking me through an addiction course because food is kind of an addiction for me, and I can go more in in detail about that in a different video. If you guys want, just let me know in the comments down below. But as far as fertility goes, she will be helping me out with that. So yeah, I mean, right now that's kind of it. I am going to be going to a fertility clinic as well as seeing this gynecologist. So yeah, I kind of just have to wait and see. I have to wait for them to call me and book my appointments and all that. But, excuse me, as of right now, that is where we're at. I don't really have like an uplifting end to this video. That's just kind of the reality of where we are right now. Having kids is something Anthony and I really, 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 really want. So it is really difficult to be having these types of issues. I think everyone kind of goes into starting to have a baby thinking that it'll happen really quickly or it'll happen really easy. And after a couple months of trying and you're not pregnant, you get a little bit discouraged. You know, you hit that year mark and you start getting really scared. And now it's been about a year and a half and we're having a little more fertility issues, and I'm finding out all this information about me personally, and it's just getting really difficult and like really mentally difficult. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to share. If anyone else is going through similar things, we can talk about it. I don't know, we don't have to talk about it. You can just know that someone else is going through it too. But yeah, that's it. I don't really know if I want to make videos about my weight loss. I don't know, because I'm such a body positive person. I always want to promote body positivity, loving yourself at any size, loving your fat self. I have been fat my entire life. I know the struggles, I know the difficulties, and I don't know how I want to do this. You know, I have a lot of questions and not a lot of answers, but if you are interested in what I'm doing, you can comment down below and let me know. Maybe I will make videos about it. I just have a lot of difficulties with it. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to do a small update and just let you know. So if you want to follow my fertility journey or anything about my life, maybe my husband and I will do a Q&A about this or something, if that's something you're into. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, subscribe down below, like this video, you know, all the things. I will leave my link tree down below for you so you can get all the links to those things. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.